Hello again my friends, in this video I'll be analysing Bungie's latest vidoc out here in the wild, pulling it apart frame by frame for new information about Destiny's universe. Let's start with Destiny's weapon slots. Destiny will have a 3-weapon system, a primary slot, a special slot and a heavy slot. The primary slot will hold your rifle, a versatile all-round weapon ideal for most combat situations. There are pulse rifles, auto rifles, scout rifles, each one customizable with their own talent trees and upgrades which you'll earn over time. Your special slot will hold those weapons that will help you out in specific situations, weapons like hand cannons, submachine guns and brutal shotguns. And finally you have the heavy slot for weapons that cause a huge amount of damage in a short space of time. Weapons like rocket launchers and belt-fed heavy machine guns, the kind of firepower needed for when the shit really hits the fan. But how will you actually cycle between these weapons on your control pad? Well, you tap the Y button or the triangle button to switch between your primary weapon and your secondary weapon. Now, if you want to bring up your heavy weapon, you hold down these buttons. Personally, I think this is an excellent way of cycling between all 3 weapon slots. The fact that you have to hold down the Y button or the triangle button to bring up your heavy weapon will give you a real sense of empowerment. It's also worth noting that all 3 classes can use all of Destiny's weapons. There are no class specific weapons that, for example, only the Hunter can use, and the more you use your weapons, the more dangerous they become. Next up, we're going to focus on Destiny's supers. Supers are devastating special attacks that are unique to certain Guardians. First up is the Golden Gun, which grants the Hunter a deadly one-shot kill for a short period of time. Next up is Radiance, which allows the Warlock to unleash a devastating burst of the Traveller's power, damaging everything in the surrounding area. And then there's the Fist of Havoc, an earth-shattering ground pound used by Titans to inflict serious pain on anyone stupid enough to be that close in the first place. And finally the Nova Bomb, a powerful ball of energy that Warlocks are able to fling towards their enemies, often with fatal consequences for those on the receiving end. Bungie has made it clear that these supers are not the only ones available, expect more to be revealed in the future. So how do you actually pull off these supers? In order to unleash a Warlock's Nova Bomb, you have to press L1 and R1 at the same time, which I'd assume is the same button configuration to pull off all the other supers too. Destiny is huge on customization, so expect each Guardian to be able to choose between numerous supers. Now, in the vidoc, Bungie also mentions competitive multiplayer, campaign missions, public events, strikes and raids. All of these are gameplay elements that Guardians will be able to take part in during their time in Destiny's universe, but no specific details were given in the vidoc as to how these game modes will actually play out. However, a closer look at some still screen grabs reveals some interesting clues as to what we can expect to see. This screenshot is taken from Destiny's competitive multiplayer. As you can see, in the top left is the radar. Your enemy appears as a red square and your field of vision is indicated by a cone emanating from the blue triangle in the middle of the radar, much like the radar we're used to in Halo. Bottom left is your Guardian's loadout, showing the weapons you're holding in your primary, special and heavy slot, as well as the type of grenade that you're carrying. Bottom right we see the countdown timer, indicating that matches will indeed have time limits. Your scores are also shown here. This match appears to be a one-on-one. The word Rumble also appears, which could very well be the name of this kind of competitive match. The Guardian in the centre of the screenshot appears to have summoned a protective shield similar to the bubble shield in Halo 3. We can also see that this Guardian is a level 21. Enemies' levels appear in red squares and teammates' levels appear in blue squares, which is why I guess the t-shirt that Bungie gave me while I was in Germany has a blue level 7 on the back. I love you, Bungie. Now, this screenshot shows a Warlock who's about to unleash the power of his Radiant super attack. As you can see next to him, it says runes decoded 2 of 3. Now, it's unclear whether this is a campaign mission, a strike or a raid, but it does tell us that Destiny will have goals you'll need to fulfill. In this case, finding and decoding 3 runes. What are runes? Well, runes are the letters from a long lost Germanic language. Remember the One Ring from Lord of the Rings? Well, that was engraved with Elvish runes. In the context of Destiny's universe, it's hard to say what decoding these runes will achieve, but it's great to see Bungie incorporating this kind of mythology into its world. Bottom left we see the words assist, assist, assist. Is this an instruction to help your teammate fend off incoming hive while he decodes a rune? We simply don't know at the moment, but I'd like to hear your thoughts about this, so please leave a comment below. Now, this screenshot shows a hulking great beast called Fogoth with the simple command, kill Fogoth. We know 3 things about Fogoth. He's big, he's a class of hive, and he needs to be dead. Other screenshots also reveal different classes of hive, knights and thralls. So the Hive alone have at least 3 classes that we know of, each class no doubt with its own strengths and weaknesses. Now, the rest of this video will be me talking about my favourite screenshots in the vidoc. Sometimes you need to capture a specific moment to really appreciate the detail that Bungie has lavished upon this game. This screenshot shows a female titan and a male hunter perched on a ridge firing onto enemies below. The hunter is carrying a beautifully decorated yet deadly exotic rocket launcher called Yalahorn, but what really interests me in this screenshot is the hunter's armour. The shoulder pad is actually the skull of an animal. The hunter's forearm is decorated with the animal's spine. How the hunter acquired such awesome armour is unknown, but it's an excellent example of the kind of detailed customization we can expect to see. And remember, Destiny is still pre-alpha. Can you imagine what the final unique weapon and armour count will be by the time Destiny launches? This ability to carve out a personal identity lies at the heart of what Bungie is trying to achieve with Destiny. It's exciting stuff. This screenshot shows the Hunter and Titan's view, a huge sandbox area that allows you to fight in your preferred style, perched on a ridge sniping from afar or on ground level up close and personal. Bungie perfected this kind of gameplay in Halo, so expect Destiny to have some truly memorable enemy encounters. Here we see a warlock silhouetted against a gorgeous sunset. Bungie just knows how to make you want to play this game. Yes, Destiny is an action-packed first-person shooter, but there'll be moments like this too, where you want to just simply take in the view. This screenshot shows us just how varied Destiny's environments will be. As well as breathtaking vistas, Destiny will also offer atmospheric underground dungeons crawling with Hive. And speaking of Hive, here's a better look at Fogoth, that hulking great beast that we saw earlier in the video. As you can see, he's not a pretty sight. And here's a close-up look at a Thrall. These Hive move quickly, so you'll need to keep your wits about you, as well as a heavy-duty shotgun to keep from getting outnumbered and overwhelmed. Now, this is one of my favourite screenshots from the vidoc. Destiny will have beautiful real-time reflections on the surfaces of puddles, rivers and lakes, breathtaking skyboxes and vistas, and individual blades of grass that sway in the breeze. Destiny even boasts its own real-time weather systems and day-night cycles, all combining to provide a universe you can really immerse yourself in. This screenshot shows a map from Destiny's competitive multiplayer. Bungie still aren't ready to share the finer details. What is clear is that like everything else in Destiny, multiplayer is entirely optional. Interestingly, Bungie has revealed that in a competitive multiplayer match, you can expect to see some fiction there to make sure it feels really interesting and fits seamlessly into Destiny's universe. There's no doubt that player vs player competitive multiplayer will play a huge role in maintaining Destiny's longevity, so expect Bungie to be working extremely hard to perfect it. Now, this floating abomination appears to be yet another class of Hive, perhaps a powerful queen. If so, the Hive aren't simply space zombie cannon fodder. They seem to have a hierarchy consisting of queens, Fogoths, knights and thralls. One thing's for sure, it's going to be very interesting indeed exploring the motivations and backstory of these hideous creatures. This screenshot shows a warlock dishing out some serious space magic to a thrall. It's not a Nova Bomb and it's not Radiance, which suggests that the warlock has a few more tricks up its sleeve. And if you prefer guns, here's a screenshot of the same warlock firing off a few rounds with his rifle. The detailed character models never fail to impress me. This screenshot shows a Titan riding a Sparrow, a nifty little land speeder that will help you navigate Destiny's vast open spaces and disorientate your enemies. I like the high level of incidental detail on these things, like the mini dashboard. My friend from Activision, Keith Cox, actually gets to fly these things during Bungie's live demos, and he tells me that they're an absolute blast to use, and when you boost, they leave behind cool looking light trails. I've saved my favourite moment from the vidoc until last, a brief glimpse of the Black Garden. We don't know where in the solar system this place is located or what it's actually used for. All I know is that for me, it encapsulates everything I love about Bungie games. Wide expanses begging to be explored, a place that's hiding secrets, threats and treasures. This was one of the first official pieces of concept art released by Bungie and the one image that really stood out for me from all the others. Personally, I think it's really exciting to see how closely Bungie has stuck to those original concept designs. And that, my friends, brings me to the end of this vidoc analysis. But I still have a little more to share with you guys. Many of you have been asking me what my honest personal opinion about what I've seen of the game so far, and some of you were even worried that since Activision flew me out to Germany that I'd feel obliged to say only good things about the game. What you've got to remember is that I've been covering Destiny with enthusiasm and passion before Bungie and Activision even knew that my channel existed, and since being flown out to Germany, my excitement has grown. I was even lucky enough to sit down and speak with Deej in Germany, and he explained to me the blood, sweat and tears that have gone into making making this game. There's no official release date as yet because Bungie will only ship this game when it's as good as it can be. So then, my honest personal opinion about Destiny. Here it is. Destiny is a legitimate game changer. Why do I think this? Well, watch this video again. Watch the hundreds of Destiny videos I've made before this one. Each video will help explain why Destiny will offer you an experience you've yet to see from a first-person shooter. And on that note, my friends, I bid you farewell until the next video. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If we can get this to 1,000 likes, that would blow my tiny little mind and show me that you guys like these longer, more detailed kind of analysis videos. And don't forget to subscribe for more Destiny news. Thanks for watching, you beautiful bastards. Here comes that mother chuff of a boom. Hello again, my friends. Really glad to see you made it beyond the boom. I'm doing some pretty sweet giveaways in the near future. I'll be giving away a signed Destiny poster on my second channel. You can click the on-screen button to subscribe to that channel, and I'll also be giving away a sweet set of rare Destiny trading cards on my Twitter and my Facebook page. So follow me on both for a chance to win. There are links to those in the description box below. Until next time, Guardians.